Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the studio. We have the star of the show front and center. You gonna look up? Hmm. Nope. You buddy. So good afternoon and welcome to the studio. Welcome to the cat petting stream. The wheel has been taken over because there are no other comfy places for a cat to sleep or rest themselves in this building. They must resort to sitting on a aluminum wheel. But I do know that 15-inch splash pan, that's a good Kiba size. That is sufficient to contain his girth. What if I get the belly? Huh? What if I get the belly? She's like, I will bite you, that's what. How about the feet? Ooh, belly or the feet? You wanted to cuddle, you gotta accept all the cuddles. So much cat hair. This is why we say that there's 2% cat fluff in every piece. Show Enough Studio, hey, thank you for the raid. Welcome. It's a great way to start off a stream with an immediate raid. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Show Enough? How was your stream? What were you doing? What were you working on today? See if I can get him to look up again. Nope. You look up at the camera. There we go. You're gonna move your feet. You're gonna give everybody a sight of your better side, or are you gonna have everybody look at your tail? He's like, I'm a cat. What do you think? Hi, buddy. Oh, that's an angry tail. Drawing weird cartoons. Ooh, that sounds like fun. There you go. Oof. Well, at some point today, I'm going to do some pottery. Kiba has taken over my pottery wheel because he really does come here to sleep. I don't know if it's because maybe it's cooler. Sometimes he likes to cool off, and it is a cool surface that is a container also. But really, I think it's because he knows this is the place where I spend a lot of my time, so he comes here hoping to get that attention. It's like cats sitting on keyboards and things, or wanting to sit on the book, or whatever hobby you're working on, whatever project it is. But this is Kiba. And then over here we've got another cat. We've got Minnie over here. Yeesh. Minnie's been passed out for a little bit. Ooh, we got a ticklish spot. We got a ticklish spot. Ooh, is that going to get you up? Will I annoy you enough? All right, buddy. It's time to get up. I gotta start making some things. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, cats are liquids, especially when they don't want to move. Stay over here. There's room for both of you. Sometimes they do go over there and cuddle, but I don't know if this is a cuddle day. Now this is the bat. Smith Clay, hey! Thank you so much for the resub. 93 months? 93 months. That is a really long time. Keep is like, yeah, you were not done. You were not done. I did get your text. I got it, I think I saw it last night, so I didn't see it until late. But I hate that so much. Yeah, they got it good. It did not, like, that's not a chip. That's millions of pieces. Shoo. You want another one? Okay. Yeah, that was one of the family gathering bowls, and I've got several of those in the works. So we can glaze it that same color, or you can pick a different one. I hope its death was epic. Like flying through the air, tumbling around. Making sure he's getting down. Okay, there we go. I don't know if it's on the website. I don't know if they're on the website. Maybe just send me an email. You can check and see. I just don't know if we've put all of that stuff on there yet, because we've been concentrating on the mugs. Oh no, you weren't even home. You left some mini donuts in it, and it got pulled off the counter. Oh. I've had that happen before with a dog, like pulling an entire coconut cake off of the counter. Like a 3-layer coconut cake, yeah. Luckily, the thing landed like cake side down with a pan on top of it, so it was like, so the dog didn't make itself sick by eating it all, but it probably ate as much as we could. As much as it could. Yeah, that works better. Come on, stay with me now. Tile started moving around. So I'm starting off with 4 pounds of clay. I've been trying to make some bigger things before I start working on some of the smaller pieces. Because the smaller pieces are easier and quicker to make, so I can make, 75 to 100 of those in a few hours. But if I were to try to make 75 or 100 larger things like this, then it would take me like several days. So I'm trying to do like 10 larger things every day at least. We've done like pitchers so far and pie plates and some of these, and I've got to make some more. I might need to slow this down a little bit. bit more. The first one sometimes is the warm-up and the one that takes the longest. Okay. What's that look like? I like it. Commander Dante, hey, thank you for the raid. Splash the tea, the dragon is raiding. Welcome. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Let's do this. There we go. Let's make this into a proper mixing bowl, and to do that, you have to have a spout. There we go. And then it'll get a handle a little bit later. But it's got to dry out first. Right now, it is way too wobbly. So, the past few weeks have been interesting. What have you been up to? Oh, bad interesting. Yeah, it's been bad interesting. You're thankful for your community, yes. Well, it sucks, but I hope it's clearing up. And let's slow this down just a little bit. Positively Crafty, hello, how are you? So I'm making some more of the mixing bowls that you saw the other day, because I've got an order for some of these. And they're a fairly good seller all the way around. You've been working on a quilt and have but you've got to reach through the sewing machine to type, so you'll be lurking. Yes. Well, thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Yeah, reaching through the sewing machine to type does sound annoying. There we go. Now we have a spout. Just give it a bit of a jiggle. I want the spout to be kind of a stretched out part and have everything else be round or roundish. There we go. Aisley, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, you're using great restraint not to look at what I'm doing while the sewing machine is running. Right, that's how you lose a finger, right? So let's not do that. Though there are probably safety measures in place today so that doesn't happen, but... But Aisley, welcome. How are you doing? Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. like it needs to be taller than that. Maybe not. But I'm going to be doing 10 of these. Here, flare that out just slightly or straighten it up. How long does it take for a mug to dry? So there are different stages of drying. So like within like 3 to 6 hours, the clay will be stiff enough and dry enough that you can pick it up without squishing it too much. You can carve into it, add handles, which I'll add handles, or add different decorations to it, and it'll still stick. Once it's completely air dried, you won't really be able to attach things to it. It won't. Nothing will stick. And once it's completely air dried, it could take, depending on the weather, a couple of days for something to completely air dry, and at that point is when we put them into the kiln. Here we go. Cobalt Reaver, hello. But yeah, and then the firing process for these, because this is water-based clay, and these are meant for food and drink. This is going to be a mixing bowl. So we fire them twice, and the highest temperature they're going to is 2232 degrees Fahrenheit. Fury, hello. We are making some more mixing bowls. And then I think after that I might make some travel mugs. Hey, Lost Traveling. Good afternoon, everybody. No, I do not make lids for the travel mugs. They are silicone lids. So I make the mug to fit the lid. Muggy Monday looks like it's going to be a muggy week. Hey, I am not complaining. After last week where we were in the hundreds every day, this week we're in the 70s, and I am not complaining at all. If it's humid, if it rains, I don't care. Oh, thank you, Smith Clay. Is it going right now? Why is it not telling me anymore? Oh, okay, okay. I was like, wait, it's supposed to tell me. But thank you for the warning. Do I always spout my mixing bowls? Yes, for this specific shape I do. But I've made some that are like more nesting bowls of different sizes that are just plain bowls. Whoa, we're getting a bit wobbly, but I think we're okay. There we go. There we go. So Smith Clay, I do promise I will take a hydration break. There we go. Where'd it go? Here it is. I put it over here to keep it away from Kiba. Because Kiba will knock over my drink. Either that or he'll chew on the straw. Smith Clay can say that he's met Kiba in person. Yeah. Yes, I am hydrating with tea though. So it's close to water. I think I realized not too long ago like how much I had gotten accustomed to drinking tea every single day. Yeah. Because like one of the shows we went to, like I wasn't drinking coffee in the morning because I'm not a huge coffee person, but I also did not have my iced tea with me, and like I realized how accustomed I was to all that caffeine from the tea, because I don't really drink a lot of Cokes, but I have tea every single day, and so I realized how accustomed I was getting to caffeine, because I was just exhausted, and I knew I shouldn't be all that exhausted. Like, what's wrong with me? Water is the first ingredient, right? Hey, it counts. It's better than nothing. You drink about a gallon of green tea and about a half gallon of water every day. Does the wheel ever get so gummed up on the sides that you have to scrape it down? Yes, and I'm not using a ton of water. Like I've had like when I used porcelain, it was like it took a lot more water to make things to lubricate the clay, and so you ended up with like a solid chunk underneath there that I'd have to you dig it out. With this, it's more like little like gravelly crumbles because it's just some of the dry clay that splatters here and there. So it's easier to clean out, and it's not as like solid. But yeah, the splash pan lifts up here. This section, it lifts up so you can get everything out from underneath it. The wheel actually, so I've got the wheel, and then it's got a if you can see, it's got like a table behind it over here, and it's the back of the splash pan here has a gap of what, an inch or so, that if you were using a lot of water, the water could flow out and not clog up. And then there's a drain over here on this side where you could have a bucket underneath and let all the water drain out into a bucket. I've never actually used that much water to where all that is necessary, but it is a nice option. So it probably made more sense with the porcelain since I was using more water anyway. And, I, not to brag, but I kind of know what I'm doing. When you first start out, you use tons of water. You're constantly using water, and everything is goopy. So like I understand like for a lot of people, like you're gonna end up with a lot of water everywhere. There was one time I probably desperately needed it though, because I had my nieces here helping me, and like we had this, they were little, so we just had this sitting down. I was sitting at it, and they wanted to help, so I gave them each a sponge and told them to add water when I told them to, and so of course I had water everywhere, everywhere on the wheel, on the floor, on the pots, on me, on them. Oh yeah, so you made a horrible mess throwing too wet clay once on the wheel. Yeah, well, I mean, I can't say I'm not making a mess. I got clay splattered everywhere, but I'm not having a lot of water build up here. Yeah, it was the first time you got to use a potter's wheel, and the clay is messy, but you made a big mess. Your teacher had to give you a pass to the next class. It took so long to clean up. Oh no. Yeah, and sometimes that's just part of it. So, since y'all are talking about tea, like we've almost decided not to do much with coffee anymore at our shop because it's like at our shop in Nashville, we it's like a touristy location, and we do we have some local coffees there that we sell, bagged coffees. But people don't tend to come there to buy coffee. They tend to buy it's a souvenir coffee. It's something to buy somebody else at home. And so we were like, well, do we keep that? Do we add teas? Since we have a lot of mugs, it just makes sense. But I was wondering, like, if you were on vacation, would you buy a souvenir type tea, like a locally made tea, versus buying a T-shirt or something else like that? Because a lot of the things we have are locally made. If not, everything's handmade, but some of it's made in Tennessee and Nashville. It would have to stand out, yeah. I am doing these mixing bowls in whatever color I want. I have been given free reign. So at some point on Glaze Day, we're going to have to take some suggestions. Some people do that. Some people say, hey, just send me whatever you think is best. Because, we have so many colors that, people just either don't want to make a decision or it's just too overwhelming. They're like, just you do it. You know what sells. You do it. You send me what is good. Or, like, sometimes I think it's easier to ask, hey, what do you not want? I won't send you anything pink unless you ask for it, or orange. Yes, we make teapots. I don't know if I have one over here or not. I may have glazed it. Sorry, I do make teapots. I don't know if it's still, if it may be going through the slideshow, so we may have one there. But I do make teapots, just not all that often. Though in the next month, I'll probably make a few. Because we do have one of our fine art shows coming up. I've actually got to look and see what I submitted for our, like, acceptance photos. Because at some shows, and this is one of them, like, whatever, you have to submit pictures of what you're bringing, even if you're a returning artist. And then they will go by your booth and make sure that your work is consistent with the pictures that you sent in. So if I, say I'm bringing, mugs, and I don't have a single mug in my booth, then they're going to say, you really need to be more consistent. And it's really so that people don't put in, like, a fake picture of somebody's artwork and then show up with, keychains or something, or cheap stuff. Which I'd rather an organization, like, take things seriously than not. So I gotta see what I sent them. How big are these bowls? Right now I'm making them. They are roughly 9 inches wide. Once they're done, they will end up being closer to 8 inches wide because they'll shrink that much just through the firing process. Yeah, so everything looks a little bit bigger on the wheel than it will finally be. Someone asked earlier if I always put a spout on mixing bowls, and for this shape and what I call it, yes. If I'm making a mixing bowl and calling it a mixing bowl, it's going to have a spout like this, and there's going to be a handle on the other end. I make nesting bowls that can be used for anything, but sometimes they make really good mixing bowls that are like the shape like this before I put the spout in, just the bowls by themselves, and then just various sizes of them. Lost traveling? No, 12% is correct. No, you're right. And that's the average for most clays. You don't really want it to be more, a lot more than that. But depending on like the type of clay and the color, it might be more. Lost traveling? Are you talking about messaging Madam Mixing Bowl? Yes. Send me an email. That's better because I hardly ever check my whispers. Oh, really? Yeah, y'all been watching too much Twitch pottery. Never. These are stoneware. Yeah, just stoneware. What keeps me away from terracotta? Terracotta anymore tends to be low fire clay, and it is stereotypically considered like the red clay, like the iron-rich clay. And it's a different firing temperature, and it doesn't, like the low fire clay doesn't ever fully vitrify. That's why you see the red clay used for flower pots, because it's still porous. It is never going to hold water the way this clay will. So if you use pieces, you might end up if you use low fire stuff for your hot drinks and such, you may end up with a little like ring at the bottom. It may slowly seep through if you leave it there. And some people don't mind that because they would prefer the color and the firing temperature and such. But I don't. I do not like that. Succulent pots, yeah. But it makes it perfect for flower pots because it's porous and it's gonna lets the water through. So it has its uses. Hey, Spook. Yes, the info email, the info@polystudios.com. I have made flower pots. I've made little succulent pots, and I've made like the Ikebana flower pots. But I make it out of this clay so that it's not porous. But when I make the succulent pots, I just put a few holes in the bottom. How's everything going on this muggy Monday? We're just throwing our lives away. You've got it. It's a crazy afternoon. You know what? I did see that the tropical storm turned into a hurricane. Well, aren't you glad you don't have to deal with it anymore? Blacksmith Pop, hey, thanks for stopping by. Hope your work afternoon goes smoothly. Come on now. Wait, I need to center this, don't I? All right, we have 2 more of these to make. There we go. I like that. Lost Traveling, thank you. All right, I'm going to take a quick break in a second with this ad that's coming up. I will be right back. There we go. Are we there? There we are. There we are. Yay. All right. We'll get this figured out someday. So welcome back, everybody. Good afternoon. Phew. Wonder Hamster, did you see what Smith Clay did to their bowl? It looks like they used it as a frisbee. Hey, Mudworks. And Jennifer, hello. Welcome, everybody. It shattered. Well, that's what happens when you use a piece of pottery as a frisbee. Or fill it with donuts and leave your dog home alone. Yeah, that's not the suggested use section for instructions. Yeah. I guess not everybody can be as well behaved as Kiba. Our pumpkins back in stock. We have a few pumpkins. We do. They're just not, not on the website. Pumpkins are usually sold on an individual basis. But I do plan on making more of them. Careful now. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, you want one? They are between 40 and 80. Well, the picture of them there, yeah. So there's 3 different sizes that I've made. And they're 40, 60, and 80. The small is going to be about between 4 and 6 inches between like width versus height. They're going to be the smaller size. I make them out of the 1 pound of clay. The medium size is usually, well, it's bigger than that. But I made about 2 pounds of clay, and then the biggest ones are made of the 4 pounds of clay like this. So, because they're all different. Some are going to be taller, some are going to be more round, some are going to be squatty. I gotta remember what I'm doing here. Wonder Hamster is not here in person, no. He could still provide you with a pun. Hey, Lost Traveling, welcome back. True, Smith Clay, true. Nice. I already cut it off. We got one more of these. Where did you post our new stickers? Do you have a link you could share? Oh, yeah, it will just take me a second to get them pulled up. Oh yeah, Trix is doing fine. She's better. She hasn't had any complications. She last Tuesday I think it was, like she came in with like a huge fat lip, and I don't still don't know what happened to her, if it was like a bee sting or she what got into her, but she was all swollen and infected with something. But she's fine now. She's just really agitated with us because we won't let her back outside. Which we probably wouldn't have let her outside much last week, as hot as it was anyway. Yeah, she's kind of mad about it. All right, there's another 10 of those. All right, I've got space up top for some more things. Are we going to TwitchCon? Yes. TwitchCon, maybe they might. You think they might do it on the East Coast? I don't know. Like, they haven't yet. I don't think. Like, this is gonna be the first year in Vegas, so like, you don't know how long they may have contracted it to be there. Yeah. Well, I thought that was gonna go smoothly. This just needs. This was just keeps getting wider. I'm gonna do this. Maybe the first one's just not meant to be. Maybe. Sometimes the first piece of a certain shape that you make, it's like that first pancake. It's not quite right. And usually you just toss it. Yeah, I'm just going to toss it. I'm not going to try to mess with it anymore. You can't carry a backpack at TwitchCon. Not a backpack, maybe a bag, but not a backpack. Because I feel like last year when you got there, like they gave you a goodie bag that was one of those like just strappy backpacks. Very uncomfortable, but a little bag that you could carry on your back. Drawstring bag. Bags are okay, just no backpacks or luggage. Yes, yeah, and the bags search these days. That makes sense. That's normal for a lot of convention centers now. You love the cursed keyboard. It speaks to you. Okay. Come on now. I'm waiting for trying to sign in here. You know the secret of the keyboard is that like it gets splattered with clay, but it's never been submerged or anything, and like so it just keeps getting splattered. If it gets wet, the clay absorbs the water, so it never gets to its innards. That's the only reason this thing is like still there. It's a self-sustaining ecosystem. Uh, I was going to show this. This is probably going to be a horrifically long link, but I'm going to see if it'll work. See if this will work for anybody. Oh, that is bad, isn't it? Whew. Nope. Doesn't work for anybody? Okay. Okay, this one might work. Same thing. I know it's a lot of text. That one might work. Nope. Oh well. It might be cutting it off, yeah. Alright. Let's get my mouse over here where it'll work. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out how I can show this, since that link wasn't working. But it might not work. There we go. Well, now we've got that. Good time for a hydrate break, too. Oh well. none of that's going to work, so this is the other thing I'm going to do. There we go. There it is. Okay. So this is what Wonder Hamster was talking about. We have some, so this is the building where our shop is at. That's what it looks like. It's called the Marathon Motorworks. And so, and it's got the, like the huge water, like iconic water tower that's in all the photos of it. And they made these old cars there. It was called a Marathon automobile. And think of like before the Model T. And so this was done by Babon Illustration. She has done all of our emotes and our Be Right Back screen and starting screen and stuff like that. And so this is Minnie and Kiba riding in a car outside the Marathon Motorworks. We're going to have this as a t-shirt, and we're going to have stickers of just the car. And so when we get a bigger version of it, and then maybe make some changes to it as well, but like, so it's got both of them, and I'm seeing if there's any other things on there that I'd missed before. But in Minnie's basket that she's got right here, because she put them in like driving costumes from the 19 teens. Like in her little basket here, it's full of lizards because they're going on a picnic, and it's full of lizards. I just love that. But that's what it looks like. So now I can bring it up. Spook, you completely broke your website. What happened? Sometimes when people say the website broke, it means like too many people were visiting at once. You adjusted the template, so now all the image links are broken. Oh no. Let me see what this is. All right, that was pitiful. Do people actually fall for those things that say, like, hi, I'm calling from the Social Security Administration about your Social Security number? That stuff actually work. Casman, hello. Good afternoon. That needs to be a little bit wider. Just make sure we are a good height. I think we are. I'm going to set a guide. Crystal crafted. Thank you for the follow. We have a travel mug. And some cat hair. I think we've got enough cat hair in here already. Crystal, thank you. Yeah, we try to keep a pretty relaxing vibe in here. I think it's hard to do this while you're angsty or upset. This is actually a really good way to relieve anxiety and relieve stress. But you can say that about, a lot of crafting, kind of repetitive motion crafts. Wait, where'd my guide go? Must have accidentally clicked on something. This is one of the crafts you've never tried. What other crafts do you do? Yeah, this is one that takes a bit of specialized equipment to get started. I always suggest if you want to try it, find a class, because it is a lot of fun. Okay. Think you'll try it? This is inspiring you. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job on it today, though. Yeah. Just gonna scrap that one. You know, I had not had a claytality with any one of those big mixing bowls, and as soon as I try one of these, like I've lost two of them. One of the smaller pieces. We just gotta keep going. Not everything is gonna work. And I'll say that clay, you know, will get a chance to be something else tomorrow. Because that's a good thing about clay is that, you know, in this stage, like if it messes up, then, you know, just squish it back together and use it next time. You can't use it right away, but I can use it tomorrow. If I had some dry clay to work into it, I could use it. Just wedge it again. Make sure it's all nice and even, no air bubbles. Claytality is a fun word, isn't it? At least I got that part right. I'm measuring these because they are going to be travel mugs, and these are, I've got lids for these. Some silicone lids. And so I have to measure the mug to fit the lid. Wooden expressions, hello. Say it is very mesmerizing to watch. It is. It's very, you know, mesmerizing, soothing, relaxing to watch, and it's just as relaxing to do. Now I want, like that clay was a little bit drier underneath there. I want to put some goopy stuff down. Goopy being a you know, pottery term. Put the slip down underneath so this will, it not necessarily stick, but kind of level out. Wooden expressions, thank you for the follow. And then the rim on this one compared to the other ones needs to be to a point. My other mugs, I leave the rim a bit thicker than the rest of the pot. But with these, it needs to come to a point so that... There we go, we're good. So that the lid will fit tightly and securely and not leak. And these will get handles. Sometimes I leave these just like they are, just that shape, and call it a tumbler, and give just a lid, kind of a handleless mug. But I think these will get handles and some custom graphics. Come on now. Slow down a little bit. And Glenda, thank you for the follow. Nope. Nope, not gonna work. Not even gonna mess with it. It was wibbly wobbly to begin with. Okay. We're good so far. All right, that pull was good too. Hey, Allison. How you doing? And Wooden Expressions, you remember you tried pottery a very long time ago, and it did not go well. Wood's the only thing you like to work with, yeah. See, I laugh at myself sometimes because I look at woodworkers and see all the different steps and all the different things you have to do to make a piece. And I'm like, oh, that's so time consuming. I could never like have the patience for all those steps. Yet here I am doing the same thing with clay. It's just, whatever media and medium sparks your interests. Just a curious brain cell, hello. Yeah, you haven't really done much with pottery, but you love watching it. Yes, well, welcome. Like we say, it is very kind of mesmerizing and relaxing to watch. Got to get this to a point. Actually, yeah, it's fairly even. I was thinking it was going to be lopsided, but it is fairly even. And that's a good width. I think it's a travel mug. This is going to keep the other half of your brain occupied while you work on a crochet project. Yes. That's one thing that I have Twitch for. That very thing. If I'm not streaming, then I'm listening to an audiobook. I find it a lot harder to watch things when I'm trying to work rather than listen to things because, of course, I'm working with my hands and then I'm generally looking at what I'm doing. Oh, I lost something. Hope it wasn't anything important. Something just fell off the wheel. You have a friend who crochets while playing D&D, yeah. I've sometimes wondered if I could actually do that. Could I like clean pots and like play Magic or something? Oh my goodness. Maybe it's not the day for travel mugs. I'm gonna try this one. Then I've got another bag. Maybe the next bag will not be cursed. All right, that should be good. Pottery guy, hello. Thank you for the follow. Don't you dare. Try to get all wobbly on me. There we go. We got an ad break, so very few people will see this collapse when it collapses.